Well, news today from the mothership that some major changes are being made. The end of the PPTQ series and Channel Fireball rebrands the failing Grand Prix series in a desperate attempt to turn attendance around. Let's go to the article. The Grand Prix Tour schedule for 2019 is finally here, and with it comes an update on how you qualify for the Pro Tour in 2019. Let's get right into what you need to know. Grand Prix weekends are getting a new look and a new name, Magic Fest. These weekends will play host to the Grand Prix main event, but will also include side events, artist panels, qualifying tournaments, and more that Magic fans love. Well, really, they already included side events, artists, and panels. So what? They're just adding PPTQs to Grand Prix? And more, each Pro Tour in 2019 will be hosted at a Magic Fest. Channel Fireball Events has released the full Magic Fest schedule. You will find it on their website here. You can also see updates to the prize support. We're also revamping how players qualify for the Pro Tour. The short version is we're doing away with PPTQs and creating a system to replace it that will provide a direct qualification path. This includes a pilot program that we will test out professional tournament organizers and best-in-class WPN stores running direct qualification tournaments. Let's talk about Magic Fest. The Magic community has made it Grand Prix weekend so much more than just the main event. We would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge and celebrate that. The community has made them fun Magic gaming on all forms. Side events, artist booth, cosplay, panels, spell slinging, and yes, qualifying for Pro Tours. To recognize the full scope of the event, we're calling the whole experience Magic Fest. What you've come to expect at a Grand Prix over the past several years isn't changing much, and there'll still be a main event. We're just calling that event the Grand Prix. The side events, prizes, and all, it means that the emphasis will be on coming to enjoy all of the events, including the Grand Prix, held over the course of 3 to 4 days. It's a place for all levels of play. It's a Magic event and experience coming to your hometown. The most visible change to Magic Fest will also be home to Pro Tours. They're combining. So that means that the Pro Tour Cleveland will be hosted at Magic Fest Cleveland. It means that if you bomb out of the first day of the Pro Tour, there's a whole, festival of Magic for you to take part in the rest of the weekend. And it means if you hang around Magic Fest till Sunday, you can watch the latest Pro Tour champion receive their trophy. Then head back to the Commander game that you and your friends wanted to get to. Now, I think that is a good idea. I don't know why they held them separately at all, to be honest with you. Also, to be fair, or in my opinion, the best thing to do for the Pro Tour would be to host it at the same place every single week in a beautiful, well-designed tournament hall that you could have a consistent presentation for the fans. This is another mistake, in my opinion. They still can't figure out how to get the glare off the cards at events. If they were to have the event in a dedicated space that they could have set up year-round, basically, then they could have everything dialed in, everything looking good, everything sounding good. They could leave all the equipment there. They could have fan seating. They could have all this stuff to make the presentation so much more than what it actually is. Instead, they continue to move around the country and the world and have to set up and reset up, and you have different elements at every single event. So, you have different noise, you have different lighting, you have different space, you have different sounds, and you're still going to end up with that not consistent product. There's a reason that in 2018, McDonald's continues to sell well. It's kind of a meme eating there, but it's consistent. If I go to Germany and I get a double quarter pounder, no pickles, no onions, I know exactly what I'm going to get, and I feel comfortable doing it. The Magic Pro Tour needs to to commit to this if they really want it to be interesting. Although I strongly believe that they will want to replace the Pro Tour and use Magic Arena, which probably not a bad idea, because then you would basically remove the ability to cheat, or most options. If you put all the pros in a room with tablets or laptops, you remove 99% of the cheating. So I think this is really the direction they should go. In the short term, combining the two is probably okay. But again, this is clearly in response to poor attendance and player burnout. I don't think it's going to change it at all. Now they've had different ways to qualify for the Pro Tour. So the Grand Prix, then you have open events, and invite-only events to get into the Pro Tour. You'd have, while they're doing away with PPTQs, instead qualifying events will provide direct qualification of one or more players to the Pro Tour. Each qualifier will specify the Pro Tour it feeds. So you'll have, a big event? I mean, Magic Online is still going to feed people into the Pro Tour, but again, I still, as bad as it is, I want to see the pros all in a room using software that will remove the cheating, that will fix the presentation problems. That's what Wizards has to do to save the Pro Tour. It's just not exciting watching the cardboard on the table, assuming they'll never be able to get the translation correct. Now, they could have somebody off camera manipulating cards. That's also something that they could do. They could have an open version of Arena and then just be doing the plays as the players do them. And then you could cut between that as an interim, but that's, neither here nor there. Now, they announced in 2019 would feature 6 Pro Tours. We're signaling that next year is going to be a year of change. We are rethinking and reworking the entire competitive gaming system, from qualifying events all the way up to the Grand Prix and the highest levels of pro play. 2019 is going to be a transition year towards something better as we build up competitive gaming structure that will look very different in 2020. My opinion is that they're going to move to the software. And this would be, in my opinion, your best chance at really having an esport look and feel is if you have your pro players on camera in a room that looks awesome with lighting and LEDs and good acoustics and room for fans and better commentators. This is what they have to do. The idea that we're going to still have these crappy overhead cameras looking down at the glare of card sleeves is absurd. They should have made this change years ago, but really MTGO doesn't look that good. So Arena, I think, looks good enough to be this, and I'm guessing that's probably what their play is. Goodbye Grand Prix, goodbye PPTQs. Hello, the same old thing. What do you think? Do you think this will change the level of attendance at Magic Fest? Do you think this will change attendance or interest in the Pro Tour? Or do you think this is just shuffling around the deck and throwing it against the wall to see what sticks? I look forward to hearing your comments in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.